Hi. So I'm going to do a read aloud for you. This book is called A Seed is Sleepy, and it is written by Diana Hutt Aston and Sylvia Long. So this book has a lot of really pretty details in the pictures. It's going to be a little bit harder probably to read this to you online, but it's such a cool book. I couldn't stand it. I just had to do it anyway. A seed is sleepy. It lies there tucked inside its flower, on its cone, or beneath the soil, snug, still. You probably can already tell it's very poetic. The pictures are very pretty. A seed is secretive. It does not reveal itself too quickly. Most seeds sleep through a season or two, waiting for the warmer temperatures of spring, but some take their time. 10 years might pass before the bright red-orange seed of a Texas mountain laurel shows its purple blooms. A seed is fruitful. 90% of the plants on the earth are flowering plants. Flowering plants produce fruits. Fruits of all shapes and textures that keep the seeds cozy until they have found the right place to grow. Who would guess that a seed as small as a freckle would grow into the world's tallest tree? Only 10% of redwood trees begin as seeds, though. Most redwood trees spring from existing trees. Yes, naked. Scientists call gymnosperms seeds that aren't clothed in fruits naked seeds. Most naked seeds hide themselves on the scales of cones until they're ready to make a dash for the ground. Seeds come in many sizes. The orchid seed is the smallest of all. There might be 1 million seeds in one pod. The seed of the Coco de Mer palm is the largest. It can weigh up to 60 pounds. Wow, that's a lot, you guys. Most of y'all don't weigh 60 pounds. A seed is adventurous. It must strike out on its own in search of a less crowded place to put down roots. A parachute of fine silky hairs can take a dandelion seed 100 miles from its parent plant. There's lots of labels in here too. I'm not going to read all of those. When we get back to school, you guys can look at this book. It's really cool. It's got all the different labels of the plants and the seeds and what they're called. Drift seeds float on ocean currents from one shore to another. They have enough air inside to help them float, and their thick protective shells keep out seawater. Look at all those cool looking seeds. To find a spot to grow, a seed might leap from its pod. A seed is inventive, or cling to a child's shoestring, or tumble through a bear's belly. A seed hops to land where there's plenty of sunlight, soil, and water. So they travel lots of different ways, right? A seed is generous. It gives the baby plant or embryo a seed coat to keep it warm. The embryo's first meal comes from its seed leaves or cotyledons. Seeds with one seed leaf like corn are called monocots. Seeds with 2 seed leaves like beans are called dicots. And then it has a timeline here of the seed. It also has a diagram of the parts of the seed. Some seeds are ancient. Ooh, what does ancient mean? That means real old, doesn't it? I think we've maybe talked about that word before. Not all seeds are eager to germinate. Some have lain dormant or slept undisturbed, for more than 1,000 years. The oldest known seed to sprout came from an extinct date palm tree. After it was unearthed from long ago King's mountaintop palace in Israel, a scientist planted it 4 weeks later. It sprouted. That's pretty cool. That's new information to me. A seed is thirsty and hungry. Once a seed has shed its coat, it drinks in the rain and dew and yesterday's icicles. It feasts on minerals in the soil. It says part of the seed, the root, feels the tug of gravity and digs down deep. Another part of the seed, the shoot, is sensitive to light, so it reaches for the sun. Some more labels. A seed is clever. It knows to seek the sunlight, to push itself up, up, up through the soil, but it must wait a while before that happens. Plants make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Inside plant leaves are cells containing chemicals that absorb sunlight. Light gives them the energy they need to turn water and carbon dioxide, a gas in the air, into food. I like this picture. A seed is sleepy, but only until it has found a place in the sun and it has had its breakfast and a drink of water. Then a seed is... What do you predict the word's going to be next? Awake. And look at the beautiful sunflowers. Is that pretty? Maybe you could try to draw and color a sunflower this afternoon after you've heard the story. And if you do that, it would be fun for you to maybe write down some new facts that you learned as we read our book today. So I love this book. I probably would have read this to you guys during science time because we would right now probably be talking about plants and plant parts and seeds and going outside to experience some of that and find some seeds and find some plants and see what they look like as a seed and then what they become as a plant. So that might be something that you could do as a family. I know that it's kind of yucky outside today. It's supposed to rain for a while, but maybe you could get out there in between the rain showers or today before it starts raining too much, even in your backyard. Last year, we did a little experiment where we wore old socks and we put the old socks over our shoes and we went out and walked all around the school and all on the playground. And then we came back inside and we planted the socks in some soil to see what would come up, what would grow. We looked at the socks first, obviously, to see what kind of seeds the socks picked up. But then we planted them in soil and we got to see some stuff grow from the seeds that we had caught on our socks. So if you guys want to do that, go for it. Talk to your parents about it. If you want to go outside with some socks on, some old socks, and you can just wear one on one foot over the top of your shoe and pick up some seeds in your backyard or front yard or around in your neighborhood, or if you live close to a park, maybe you could walk through that park or something and then plant the whole sock